How's it going, boys, and welcome back to another video about Thomas toys. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Thomas Minis, oh boy, a toy line featuring tiny plastic versions of Thomas characters that can come in many different varieties. I like these little things, and I have a vast collection of them myself, but that's not important. You probably already know about these things. What is important, though, was something related to the Thomas Minis. One day, at the Mattel offices, somebody had a very ambitious idea, and somehow Mattel approved of this idea. And that idea was crossovers. Yep, sometime in 2015 or 2016, I have no idea, I didn't do my research, Mattel did Thomas Minis crossovers. Why? I don't know, probably to make the money. One of the crossovers they did was with the DC Super Friends. Why did you call it the DC Super Friends? That's the most generic name you could have come up with. Now, I would talk more about the DC Super Friends minis, but there's one tiny problem. I don't give a shit. I don't care about DC or what they stand for. But don't come after me, DC fans. Now, that wasn't the only minis crossover they did. Oh, no. They did another one. Mattel made a SpongeBob Thomas Minis. That's right, bucko. SpongeBob and Thomas, two of my favorite shows of all time, had a crossover. Or at least in the funny toy land. Now, as somebody who talked about SpongeBob SquarePants merchandise for 7 minutes and 31 seconds straight, I think that these things look pretty damn cool. Of course, they did characters that you would expect, like SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, but they also did characters like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and even Pearl. Who asked for these? Who needed these? What's even more interesting than that is that, like the SpongeBob Hot Wheels, they made two SpongeBobs. Of course, you have Thomas as SpongeBob, but you also have Toby as SpongeBob, except Toby has SpongeBob's karate gear. Why did we need two of them, and where can I buy them? I need them right now. And as of my knowledge, these things were only sold in multi-packs. Maybe they were sold in the minis blind bags, I have no idea. Now, there's one last thing I want to talk about involving these things, and that is the most cursed looking ones. Those being Mr. Krabs, Gary, and Plankton. All three of these have one thing in common. These are minis of characters who don't have just regular eyes. Plankton only has one eye, Mr. Krabs has what I like to call tube eyes, and Gary has what I like to call xylophone eyes. And there are some weird character choices with these three. I mean, Diesel 10 as Plankton makes sense, they're both really evil characters, but Skarloey as Mr. Krabs? I mean, they're both red, but they don't really have anything else in common. And Spencer as Gary. Fucking Spencer of all people. And another thing is that these don't exactly look that good. I mean, look at Mr. Krabs. Look at how far apart his eyes are. That is not normal. So, in conclusion, I think that the Thomas SpongeBob minis, for the most part, are pretty cool. And they are now some of my most wanted pieces of Thomas merchandise of all time. You know, it's really weird being positive about Thomas merchandise in a video. Now, I'll see you guys in the next video, and if you excuse me, I have some business to attend to. What? I had to bring back this joke somehow.